Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 14 of Diehlman at Halftime, the NBA podcast that tops all others. I'm your host, Larry Diehlman. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome aboard, and if you've been a loyal listener, welcome back. We have much to get to today and not a lot of time to do it. We have 5 sections that we'll get into, a general overview of the NBA this week, and our usual highlight, lowlight, random stat, and game of the week. Let's get to our content for the week. The Toronto Raptors were once again busy in the trade market. Forward Pascal Siakam was traded to the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday in exchange for Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, and 3 first-round picks. The New Orleans Pelicans were also part of the deal as they sent Kira Lewis to Toronto for cash considerations. This is an interesting deal as it pairs Siakam with Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner. While I don't believe this moves the needle to get them to a top 3 seed in the East, the Pacers are going all in for this to work. Meanwhile, the Raptors are heading for a rebuild. OG Anunoby and Siakam are gone. RJ Barrett and Scotty Barnes are now the future. Interesting. The NBA reported a passing this week. Golden State Warriors assistant coach Dejan Milojevic died suddenly at the age of 46 on Wednesday in Utah. Earlier in the week, Milojevic and the Warriors staff were at a restaurant in Salt Lake City since the Warriors were going to play the Jazz. He suffered a heart attack. The Warriors-Jazz game on Wednesday was postponed, but Milojevic passed away. The makeup date is to be determined for now, and we offer our condolences to the family and the team. Finally, after an investigation was completed on Thunder forward Josh Giddey, he will not be facing charges for an inappropriate relationship with a minor. Wow. Photos surfaced on social media a few months ago of Giddey being with an underage girl. Some said the photos were taken when the girl was a junior in high school. Police in Newport Beach, California said they were, quote, unable to corroborate any criminal activity related to Mr. Giddey. Long story short, no one came forward to provide information. This came as a shocker. It's unclear whether the girl lied about her age or Giddey knew about her age and they didn't say anything. Regardless, the case is closed and Giddey will continue to play for the Thunder. This episode is entitled Future Endeavors. So, who's raising eyebrows at the moment? Let's go to our highlight, the Indiana Pacers. One NBA team that has an extremely bright future is the Indiana Pacers. Indiana is 24-19 and tied for 6th in the East with Miami. Since the 2014-15 season, the Pacers have either missed the playoffs or been bounced in the first round, including 3 sweeps in 4 years. However, the Pacers are making strides to avoid this in the coming seasons. As we mentioned in the opener, Indiana just acquired Pascal Siakam from Toronto. Before the trade, Siakam was averaging 22.2 points, 6.3 rebounds, and about 5 assists per game. He'll be teaming up with Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner. Halliburton is dropping 23.6 points and a league-best 12.6 assists per night. Next to Halliburton, Siakam, and Turner, Indiana's rotation is also set up quite well for the future. Benedict Mathurin was on the all-rookie first team a season ago. Guys like Jalen Smith and TJ McConnell give the Pacers good minutes. Basically, head coach Rick Carlisle has a nice core to build around. Am I saying the Pacers are going to the Eastern Conference Finals? No. But they should at least win a playoff series. Maybe 2. Their next game is on Tuesday, January 23rd at 7 o'clock. They will host the Denver Nuggets. Let's go to our low light, the Portland Trail Blazers. The Portland Trail Blazers are in a new age this season. No more Damian Lillard to carry them means other players have to step up. Portland is 12-30 and 14th in the West. The Blazers finally realized that they weren't going anywhere with just Lillard at the helm. They have embraced the youth movement, and it's been going how you'd expect it to be going. But they do have some intriguing players. Portland is hoping for the Scoot Henderson-Anthony Simons backcourt to be their long-term plan. Simons is averaging 22.8 points, 3.4 rebounds, and about 5 assists per game. Henderson is having a decent rookie season despite his team's underachieving ways. Last year's Sixth Man of the Year, Malcolm Brogdon, is a good veteran for them, and DeAndre Ayton, who went to the NBA Finals with Phoenix a few years ago, was acquired from the Suns before the start of the season. The Blazers are nowhere near contending right now, as the West is stacked with contenders: Minnesota, Oklahoma City, Denver, the LA Clippers, to name a few. Trading for another star or quality veteran would speed up the process, but waiting out this rebuild might be the best path forward. Their next game is on Tuesday, January 23rd at 8 p.m. They will be in Oklahoma City to face the Thunder. Now let's go to our random stat. Scoring points is a nice skill to have in the NBA, but what makes a player truly stand out? How do they impact the team as a whole? One stat that identifies this is called PER, or Player Efficiency Rating. Although I won't say the entire formula because it made my head spin, it does take many factors into consideration. The PER system was developed by John Hollinger, the former vice president of the Memphis Grizzlies and current senior NBA columnist for The Athletic. The top 5 PERs in league history are as follows: Joel Embiid for this season, 34.43. Nikola Jokic for the 2021-22 season, 32.85. Wilt Chamberlain for 1961 through 62, 32.08. And Giannis Antetokounmpo twice for the 2021-22 season, 32.05, and for the 2019-20 season, 31.86. Out of those 5 numbers, Jokic and the latter Antetokounmpo number were MVP seasons. Chamberlain's 1961-62 season was where he dropped 50.4 points per game along with 25.7 rebounds. And barring that Embiid doesn't sit out too many more games, he's a favorite to repeat as league MVP. Remember, the NBA adjusted the rule this year. MVPs have to play a minimum of 65 games. According to the PER scale, all of these players are/were in the runaway MVP candidates section. Embiid, however, is bordering the top section of all-time great season. Even though this scale may not be the most perfect one out there, it's clear that this scale can recognize all-time talent. Finally, let's go to Game of the Week. For this week's Game of the Week, let's go with the Dallas Mavericks at Atlanta Hawks. This game is on Friday, January 26th at 7 p.m. Despite the fact that this series only happens twice a year due to Dallas and Atlanta being in opposite conferences, they are connected for the foreseeable future. Why? Well, Luka Doncic was originally drafted to the Hawks, and Trae Young was originally drafted by the Mavericks. They were swapped on draft night. Besides that, though, this game could be an offensive treat. Both Young and Doncic are top 10 in scoring, with Doncic being second. They are also top 3 in assists per game. Atlanta has solid players on the wings and in the paint, while Dallas thrives with guards. Last season, the Hawks won the series, including a 2-point overtime home win. I don't think we'll see an Atlanta sweep this season. I'll take the Mavericks 118-107. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you haven't already, make sure to follow me on social media. I have 2 Twitter accounts and 2 Instagram accounts. The podcast accounts are under @Diehlman_NBA for both Twitter and Instagram. My personal Twitter is @LarryDiehlman18 and my personal Instagram is @Mr_Sports18. They're also in the description on SoundCloud. And don't forget to spread the word about Diehlman at halftime. See you next time, fellow Hoops fans.